All right. Right away, we almost had a mix-up there. And over the line for November 10th, 2025. After a week off, we're back at it. And Tracy is here. He is ready to go after his few days in Los Angeles that we're going to talk about right away. Cowboys were off this weekend, but we're going to talk about a sad thing that came out of the Cowboys camp. We'll talk about that. Also talk about the Raging Cajuns on a roll. 2 wins. Here we go. And then my Packers tonight against the Eagles at Lambeau Field. And hopefully the Packers can get a win.
They will.
We'll talk all about that coming up here in just a bit. But we'll start off with a little bit of your boss news. What happened in Los Angeles that you had to take off? Let's hear about that right away on Over the Line for November 10th.
It's super top secret. Can't do it.
Super top secret.
I will say it's an award show.
It is. All right.
And get this.
So it was tape?
Yeah.
Oh, my. So you went out there for a tape show?
That's what they do, man.
Why couldn't you just tape it from your room then, playing the drums? Did you? Here's the better question. Here's the better question. Did you actually play on the award show?
I played. Right. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those award shows, a lot of people don't know that, but they're pre-recorded.
Right.
And I got some special news. And I'm breaking it right here.
All right.
I actually won an award.
You won an award?
That's why we did it.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you win?
I can't say because it's one of those awards that they present before they tape it. So it's a pre-tape. You know how they have the awards and they say before the show we gave these awards out because they didn't have time.
Yep.
It's in that portion of the show that you won't see. But I do have the award to show, but I can't say because I had to sign an NDA, so I can't even talk about it. I can't even tell you what the name of the show is, what network or nothing.
Why do you lie?
I'm not lying, dude. Narvel Blackstock is listening. He tunes in every week.
There's nobody listening right now, so you got a chance.
So the name of the award show is I glitched.
Okay.
And
I got it.
And it's going to air on.
And you won what award?
And I won the award for.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
There you go. Got it.
Yep.
Hope everybody else.
Hey, you heard it here first.
Let's start off with the Raging Cajuns because we got to touch on some sad news out of Cowboys camp, but and then we're going to talk about the Cowboys coming up because they'll have the Raiders coming up next. And then they got the Eagles. So it's a pretty good next couple of weeks to see what the Cowboys are all about.
And then I'm being set up for failure for a horrible Thanksgiving because we have to play the Chiefs.
Right.
So even if we win those 2, I'll probably get my heart broken on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'm used to it, though. I'll be in Louisiana drinking. It'll be fine.
There's a chance you could be thankful, so just hang on a second. Okay. All right, Raging Cajuns, they put together – we didn't have last week's show, so we got to talk a little bit about the South Alabama game. That was a good game.
It was. They're putting stuff together.
Putting it together now. Lunchbox is coming.
Yeah, and I think both of those games, if you were to take the first 3 quarters, that was 2 of our most complete games all season. But we tended to let them get back in, both South Al and Texas State. But here's the thing. That's showing resilience. Coach Dez has got them boys going. Coach Leger, Saldano, they all got them. They got them ready to play. And it's win or go home at this point. We went out the next 2. So we have a bye week this week. Then we play Arkansas State, your boys, on a Thursday night. next Thursday. Then we wrap up against ULM. ULM, that's a big rivalry game. They started hot. They kind of petered out toward the end, but we've had their number
So
historically.
So you got to win all 2 games to get into bowl.
Yes.
All right.
And I think we can do it because, honestly, you want to be playing your best ball right now. We're playing pretty good ball, but we still have room for improvement. So I'm encouraged by that.
I'm still upset with Arkansas State. You know, they're one of those teams that got in that whole thing politically and had to change their names from the Indians to the, what was it, Red Ray? What are they?
They're the Red Wolves.
Yeah, Red Wolves. They were the Indians when I was actually living in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that a guy from Wisconsin ends up in Jonesboro, Arkansas?
You're so well traveled.
Isn't that crazy when you think of it?
Well, yeah.
Like, was a fun town though. Even
did you have fun there for real?
The only problem I had there, and you're going to laugh at this because you had to drive like, I don't know, 30, 40 miles to get liquor.
Oh, because it was a dry county?
Yeah, it was a dry county at the time I was there. I think now they've let that go. I think.
I would hope so.
But at least, I mean, they had places where you had to, you know, pay like a $20 a year thing to get in. You know,
like a membership.
Yeah, to go in, and then you'd be able to drink at these places. You know, but now I think they opened that all up because they got, you know, places that serve. So it's, but yeah, it was a, you know, it was a college town, so it was a fun town. There was a lot of things happening. You know, your sports. I mean, Arkansas State had, you know, baseball. They had, you know, the football, the basketball, the track, whatever you wanted, women's basketball. So you could, you know, go watch a lot of sports stuff. And the nice thing about it too is that you're about, what are they, about 60 miles, 55 miles to Memphis. So, you know, you're real close to the Memphis scene. So you could go out anytime, you know, down to Memphis and see, you know, big shows. And plus they brought a lot of country shows and some rock shows to Jonesboro itself. I'm sure you guys played there before.
I actually played there with Shane Minor.
Oh, wow.
In that arena. And it was like for a rodeo.
Wow.
What year was that? That was 2000. 2000.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I left in 95, I think it was.
To think we could have met way before.
Yeah. But
our lives would be so different.
I liked it. I mean, it seemed like, you know, like all of Arkansas kind of is a little bit laid back. Maybe, I don't know, Louisiana might be probably like that too. That's south.
Yeah, but we're less redneck and inbred.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
All right, just checking.
Yeah, sure. I mean, for sure.
So 2 games they got to win to get in, and and then where do you think they would be bowling to?
The default is going to be the New Orleans Bowl, but usually the New Orleans Bowl has like the top team from the Sun Belt. Okay. Whoever wins, usually that's the tie-in. We don't know yet, so we won't know. First things first, we got to win 2 games.
Who's the top team right now?
So in the standings, we have in the East, James Madison. Okay. They're tough.
Yep.
In the West, Southern Miss. So using one of my favorite phrases, if the season ended today, it would be James Madison versus Southern Miss. But there's some games coming up that are going to decide some things. Looks like James Madison has a pretty good lead. They're 6-0 in the conference. Coastal Carolina's behind them at 5-1. So I don't think those are going to be the two probably going to be fighting for it. After that, Old Dominion, the football team, not the band, they're 3-2. In the West, Southern Miss is 5-0 in the conference. Troy is 4-1. And then after that, Arkansas State. So if we could get an upset over Arkansas State next Thursday, that would help maybe upset some of the rankings and some of the movement there. And so we are currently in 4th. We're a game ahead of ULM, which is good going into it because get this. You want to talk about peaking at the right time. The Raging Cajuns have won 2 in a row. Your boys in Monroe, they've lost 5 in a row.
Really?
Yes. And that's how we end our season. We usually play them as the last game of the season. And I should be there, Jeff.
Are you going to it?
I will be there for Thanksgiving, and it's in Louisiana at Lafayette.
You know, it really saddens me,
that you're not coming.
Well, but I wasn't worried about that one. But boy, this Saturday, I really wanted to go to this show in Texas.
So that you could see Janet Jackson?
No, I was going to visit with you.
No, you wanted to see Janet Jackson, hoping that you could be able to hold her boobs like that album cover.
Well, I was hoping she was going to have a malfunction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only malfunction would be if you actually showed up. That would be the malfunction.
I really want to go. I want to go see Janet.
Well, you know what?
I bet
There's an old saying. You can crap in one hand and wish in the other, and whichever one fills up faster.
I bet you she would really like it if I'd hold her hand all the way to the stage.
I don't think so, pal.
I think she would.
I don't think so.
So, well.
No.
So we're going to hope that Louisiana's going to win and then go to bowling. And update before we get a little bit more. What did you play for Blake Shelton? What song?
I played 2
songs.
Yeah. Did my mic crap out again?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
that's what I get for not buying it, for getting it. See, why does all your free stuff work? My free stuff never works.
I got to tell you something. I was listening to, again, an out-of-state. I've done this twice now. An out-of-state radio station. And just like I watched the AAA ball club from Nashville and then won tickets.
I never even went.
And then I didn't go. Or you didn't go either. But I think we can get them for next year now. I'm not sure. I got to call the guy. But called another thing. I was listening to another radio station. And they had a question about, I forget how they staged the question, but the answer was Gwen Stefani. Pretty easy, isn't it? And so I called. I didn't think I would get in.
You saying Gwen Stefani's easy?
Yeah.
Dude, you can't say that.
And I won. So I won a CD.
They make those?
And a picture of Gwen Stefani. How do you like that?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Is it like autographed?
I think it's a No Doubt one, to tell you the truth.
Did you hear that No Doubt's playing at the Sphere?
Really?
I think so.
With Blake Shelton?
Of course not.
Oh, because then I'd want to go to that one too.
Dude, there's no way we'd play. And that's what's funny. Initially, this show with Janet Jackson, we were hearing from our camp that we were co-headlining. Bro, there's no way we're co-headlining with Janet Jackson. We're opening. Just like every time we play with Gwen, Gwen plays first. And then our snooze fest starts.
Wow.
Why? That makes no sense. We mid-tempo them right to bed. Here comes Gwen with this amazing show. Damn.
Well,
and we
now you are cutting out.
Boys round here. Whatever.
Your internet just cut out there a couple of times.
That's what happens when you don't pay your bill.
Actually, though, with Janet going second, that's good for you. Because you put him to sleep for a little while, and then Janet will come in and go, I'm nasty.
Right.
Miss Jackson.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then
that's how it should always be.
Yeah.
If we play first, anyone can come on after us and get the crowd hyped.
So who booked this thing?
I have
Janet Jackson, Blake Shelton.
I think it's like a thing for United Way or something.
They do know that this is like a train wreck when you think about it, right? The people that are promoting this. I mean, yeah. They do know this, right?
I don't know, man.
It
surprised. Still amazes me. Yeah, it had to be like some kind of I don't know, fundraiser, charity, something.
Wow.
But it's at the Cotton Bowl, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But
right.
so before we
What-
get off the Raging Cajuns,
Yeah.
or you got something else?
No, I was just going to say, anybody listening to Texas, try to find that show on Saturday and go say hi to Janet Jackson for me.
And speaking of Texas, not Blake's song, but we're going to go back to Texas State. Did you know, Jeff, the whole time we're in the Sun Belt, never beat the Raging Cajuns. They're 0-13.
Wow.
And guess how they get rewarded for that? They get to go to the Pac-13 next season and get their ass whipped there.
Nice.
So take your licks and go on back to Texas and then play in the Pac-13. They renamed the conference because of that. And they started a fight at the end of the game. That's classy. Way to go, Texas.
Is Texas State, is that one from the movie where Sinbad was a 18-year college student?
I think there were some 18-year college students on that team. So, yeah, bye Texas State. Have fun in the Pac-13. But when Texas State left, I don't know if you heard, but we now have Louisiana Tech taking their place.
Okay.
And if you recall, Louisiana Tech a couple of years ago was throwing some shade at us because Louisiana Tech is in Conference USA, and they're not doing so great. But at the time, the Sun Belt wasn't quite where it is now.
Gotcha.
So someone asked the AD at Louisiana Tech what they thought about Louisiana moving into Conference USA. And the AD at that time at Louisiana Tech said, I think Lafayette should stay where they are. Oh, so I think the AD's gone. Hey, welcome to the Sun Belt, Louisiana Tech. Get that ass whipping ready.
So who's the most famous Louisiana Tech sports guy you can name?
I'm going to say Terry Bradshaw.
I'm going to say, isn't Carl Malone from there?
I have no idea. Maybe.
I think Carl Malone is
but
from
I think Terry Bradshaw wins. Burt Jones is another guy.
He came from Louisiana Tech?
Yeah.
He was an MVP. He was my favorite player at one time. So that means that Duck Caller went to Louisiana Tech too.
Yes, he did. He was the backup.
Phil, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He passed away a couple years ago. Yeah, Carl Malone did go to Louisiana Tech.
Yeah. So he was a big one. Terry Bradshaw, Burt Jones. I didn't realize Burt Jones came from that area. Burt Jones was from Monroe, though, wasn't he? Or no, he was the Rushton rifle.
Yeah, Ruston rifle.
Ruston rifle. Burt Jones played for the Colts. Number 7 was a great quarterback. Took a beating though.
Oh yeah,
just a beating. Kind of like the way Luck did when he was the quarterback at the Colts.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Also, before we move, I don't want to move off from the Cajuns. Okay. Coach Q, the Coach Q era, got a home victory over Southeastern on Friday night. So basketball, let's go. I like the team. We're looking really good. We play Tulane on Tuesday. So, and Jeff, I need you to check out some Raging Cajuns basketball because they got a sniper, Jackson Olvera. Remember that name.
All right.
He transferred from Pepperdine. You want to talk about white chocolate? That man was locked in. So you need to watch it, man. They're an exciting team. They're playing Tulane on Tuesday. So
Marquette had a loss yesterday against Indiana. Wasn't very happy about that. The Badgers 2-0. They go again tonight against Ball State. Badgers, I kind of like that team. I think they're going to be all right. Marquette, it's going to be a growing pain season, I think. But I always believe in Shaka Smart, and I believe he will have them ready as they go. And Marquette, I think, will be there in the end. Now, will they compete in their division, in their conference? Probably not. And their conference is pretty strong. But I think Marquette will be okay at the end. Wisconsin, though, going to be interesting. They got some people that can shoot. They got some people that can jump out the gym. And you always like to see that in Wisconsin for the Badgers. Their football team, they won on Saturday.
Fickle staying.
He's staying, going to stay one more time. So see what happens next year. You know, I don't know how much you can blame him. I really don't, because injuries just keep piling and piling and piling. And the quarterback, I mean, that situation is just bad. So they got to bring people in, but how do you bring them in when you got the NIL? You got to get somebody, you got to get a lot of people donating. And it's hard to compete. I think that's, when these coaches, these legendary coaches walked away, I think a lot of that had to do with the NIL.
Oh, yeah. You got to pay them in side pork and cheese curds. That's how you get them in.
I guess that's how you get them in.
And you talked about how these old coaches kind of move on after the NIL thing, like Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Okay. People in Louisiana, especially the ones that like the team that wears yellow and gold and purple. Right. Yellow and purple. I'm going to say yellow and purple.
They had to move on from him.
Saban's not coming back.
No, Saban's not coming back.
He's not coming back.
Saban,
why would he do that?
A coach like that, I think the reason why he left was the NIL, a lot of it. But those type coaches, which I'm shocked that Belichick wanted to come back.
Oh, God.
But those type of coaches, they want control. And how do you control a kid that knows that if he's not going to play right away, he's going to just bail and go somewhere else?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you can't instill any kind of, that coaching by fear. You can't do that anymore.
Because they'll just transfer.
They'll transfer. So, I mean, the legendary coaches like that is pretty much gone. I mean,
yeah, they don't want to deal with that anymore. They want a young coach that knows how to navigate NIL. Right. But there is hope.
And you can't sit there and be their buddies either, like the guy from Penn State, because he was the one that kind of, was all the player coach or whatever. And sometimes you can't do that anymore either. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Also,
they got to put some rules on that NIL, though, I do believe.
Like I said, for years, it's an overcompensation for them not getting paid and being exploited. So now, right, wrong, or indifferent, the NIL is not going anywhere. You can be that old man in your front yard saying, "Get off my lawn," but it's not going anywhere. But I will say this: there is one guy with a national championship pedigree that would get in his truck right now and go to Baton Rouge. And that's Coach O. Go Tigers. I'd get in my truck right now.
He probably would too. He'd probably
go do it in a heartbeat.
He would.
Heck yeah.
I don't know who they would. They're going to have to open up the pocketbook, and I don't know who would take that job right now. What's the rumors?
Currently, the highest odds so far is Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator with the Bills, because he had ties to LSU when Burrow was there. After that, let's just start scratching them off. Lane Kiffin, no. Nick Saban, no. Clark Lee at Vanderbilt, why would he leave?
No.
John Summerall, Tulane head coach, maybe. He's done some good stuff at Tulane. No. James Franklin, no.
He's not going there.
Dan Lanning, Oregon, no. Brent Key, Georgia Tech head coach. Who? Exactly. No. Eli Drinkwitz from Missouri.
They've had good teams there.
And then Jimbo Fisher.
Jimbo would be,
I think maybe. But he's already gotten his money from Texas A&M.
So he doesn't have.
In the aftermath of Kelly getting fired, the AD gets fired, and oh my goodness, the governor of Louisiana. I'm glad I didn't have to vote, because that guy got his nose so far into something that he has nothing to deal with. He has no business doing that. And the dumbest thing that he said is that well, when the next guy we get, we're going to put metrics and we got to win. There are already metrics. It's called winning a national championship.
Yeah.
It's called having a winning record. It's called winning an SEC championship. There are no more metrics that you need.
Winning is winning. You got to do it. You got to do it. No matter what level of college sports, you have to win. I mean, and they're supposed to win. And
you don't need any more metrics.
So,
but he thinks he came up with this brilliant idea. And I'm sure people are like, oh, you know what? He's right. No, it's called a record, and it's called SEC championships and getting to the playoff.
I'll throw a name in that people weren't probably watching for. Brett Bielema from the University of Illinois used to be at Wisconsin, went to Arkansas in the SEC. He's always ready to bail. So, there's a name that I would probably throw in there.
I mean, kind of like, I'm not saying that the LSU head coaching job was toxic before. I love how people are complaining about how bad Kelly was. Mm-hmm. What do you expect? He never won a national championship at Notre Dame. And you think that he's going to magic? Like, I would think, in a way, you got all that Catholic money at Notre Dame. The LSU job is a step down because Notre Dame has their own network deal. What college has that? They're independent, so they've never committed to a conference. And LSU decided to hire Brian Kelly. And now all it's coming out, oh, he's a terrible coach. He didn't identify with the players. Well, no shit. As long as he was there, y'all didn't see that? I think they were in denial. So it's kind of like when you break up with someone, you talk about how bad they were. Okay, it's over. You can't change it.
Right.
So move forward. But if the governor keeps sticking his nose in it, I don't know what coach is going to have to deal, because you got to deal with boosters, players, NIL, and an idiot governor. I don't think I want that job. I mean, I take the Dallas Cowboys head coaching job before I take that one. And that's saying a lot, because you're dealing with Jerry Jones. But Jerry, all he cares about is his natural gas. I know if you saw that a couple weeks ago, but he made a comment to the Wall Street Journal that he's got this, somehow he's got this lease where he's going to make billions. And he said something along the lines of, that's why I'm talking to you guys rather than trying to fix our defense. Now, a lot of people thought that's Jerry not caring. I'm thinking maybe Jerry's getting it. Stay out of it. Let the football people do football, and you do the oil stuff and the gas and all that. Maybe he's detaching from it. I can only hope.
Or we could throw John Gruden in.
I mean, yeah, he's there, but once again, I don't know if the fan base and the players can handle him.
And I have another one that'll have need a job after tonight. Matt LaFleur.
No, they're going to win tonight, Jeff.
I'll tell you what, if they don't win, I'm sending the U-Haul truck to his place and have it park outside. I'm going to rent the
U-Haul. Where he lives?
Yeah. I'm going to rent it and just have him park outside. So that way he understands what everybody thinks as a fan if they lose. Do you think that's a good
I think they're going to bounce back.
All right. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the sadness real quick, because we don't want to spend, even though it's a very, very serious subject, we don't want to spend a lot of time on it because we try to keep this thing rolling. And it is serious, but defensive end, Nealon, sad situation. It seems, there's a whole bunch of different reports coming out. One said that he thought that the cops were chasing him for some reason, but definitely it was a mental issue of some sort. Now, can we blame it on that he was hit in the head? No, we can't blame it on, because you know what? There's a lot of people that have mental issues that, get into a crazy fit. And for some reason, he was running from the cops, and then a self-inflicted gunshot. 24?
Yeah.
Very sad. And not only that, but the week before had a great game.
I mean, it was days before he played Monday night. Yeah, the Cowboys lost the game, but he recovered a block punt for a touchdown. So imagine the high of that touchdown. And then on Wednesday, you never know what someone's going through.
Ever.
Dak Prescott has dealt with suicide with his brother. He deals with mental health issues. Thankfully, it's no longer taboo to talk about those things. I've dealt with mental health issues. I still do. Man, all I can say is, yes, that is a sad situation, but you never know what somebody's going through. Always check up on your folks, man.
And you never know, and you can attest to this, you never know when that low, can you call it a low or gray spot? You never know when that's going to pop up. Nope. You never know when what's going to trigger it, or, when is it going to come on? There's really no warning sign to it. All of a sudden you can just be in it. And now all of a sudden you're swimming to try to get out of it.
You're just trying to keep your head above water. Right. And a lot of people that deal with mental health issues, they have a good way of hiding it. That's why everyone says, oh man, he was such a great guy. I had no idea he was all this. Well, there's a way for you to, when you're dealing with that stuff, hide it. And that's why it's so hard to figure out, because we're just wired that way. We're in a dark spot. Sometimes we don't want to burden anyone about it, or sometimes we just don't know what's going on. And a lot of people say, oh, just snap out of it. That's fine, whatever. It's much more difficult than that, because I've had some dark moments. You have had some dark moments. It's hard to snap out of it. And it takes a lot of work on your own, and counseling and reading and therapy and all kinds of stuff to get to a point where you minimize the highs and the lows. And that's the prime example. He scored a touchdown on Monday night, and on Wednesday committed suicide. You never know. And anyone else could say, man, he was on top of the world, is a pro athlete making millions of dollars. You don't know. Money and possessions don't make that any better. It's inside. You have to deal with whatever demons you have inside. And man, I mean, I love to talk about that, because it's very important. And it's like, you can have a broken leg and you see it, but if there's a broken spirit, you can't see that.
No.
And you can hide it easily. So it is very sad, and I pray for his family and for the Cowboys and everyone that's dealing with stuff like that.
And one of the worst things that I've, come across is somebody, that don't understand it, that maybe should understand a little bit of it. I don't like it when somebody goes, oh, he's been through it, or she's been through it before. She'll be okay. That's not the way it is. Just because they've been through it before does not mean that the next episode is going to be, oh, I've been through it before. I can handle that. That doesn't mean that.
No, it does not. It could, or it could not. I mean, every time you have one of those dips and you get out of it, you hope to be better from it.
Right.
But you're never fully prepared for the next low. Your only hope is that the next low isn't as dark as the other one. And then as you have, and man, life happens. No one has a charmed life. Everyone deals with stuff, but some deal with it better than others. And I think the people that deal with it the best are the ones that kind of minimize the highs and the lows, that live somewhere in the middle. You don't get too high, you don't get too low. You just kind of drive through. And, because a lot of times it could be this manic phase where you're super high, everything's great, and then the crash. And I think what's helped me is to just minimize both of those. It's hard to do, man. And I can't say, I wouldn't tell anyone, snap out of it or whatever. You just got to soul search and find what is your leveling factor. What is your grounding factor? And that's worked for me, but it is a sad situation. But Man, mental health is very, very important.
And just, you got to get out there and you got to get to the point where you go talk to somebody, you ask for help or whatever you need to do. Get out there and do it. Don't be embarrassed by it. Don't be anything other than you're trying to get healthy. And whatever it is, you got to talk about it. You got to get with somebody where you can, try to figure it all out. Because sometimes you just can't figure it out on your own. You just can't.
No. Nope.
And you need that buddy or that person that at least understands maybe not what you're going through, but at least they understand the process to try to bring you out of it.
And a lot of times I've learned that when someone comes to me and they want to talk, for me to just listen. Because I was wrong in a lot of situations where I'm trying to help someone, but I think I need to tell them something or suggest something. Sometimes just understanding and letting that person deal with whatever those emotions are. They don't want you to fix them unless they ask. If they say, hey, what do you think I should do? But I think people lose it, man, when I tried to help him, but you have to be an active listener and just be there. That means more than suggesting things. Maybe they've tried multiple things and you're just rehashing it, which is further frustrating because maybe this person has tried everything and you're saying the same thing. And they're thinking, I've already tried this. It doesn't work. But thank you for your input. So over the years, I've also learned that, man, just sit there and be there for somebody and listen.
And don't yell at them.
No, I mean, I yelled at you. But see, sometimes that works.
Don't yell at them near Easter either. That's one of the holidays that you just don't yell at somebody.
But honestly, that's what you needed. You needed that. It's tough love, Jeff.
But seriously, you need to get out there, ask for help, and what's the saying? Don't need to do solving the problem with a short-term problem with a long-time permanent.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know, Jeff. I think you just screwed that all up.
I did, but you don't need that. You just need to grab a hold of it and get with somebody or figure out ways. If workout is a way to do it, get out there, work out, whatever, walking, whatever it is.
Pickleball,
do the pickleball, or be like me now in the last week. I don't know, since probably last Sunday, a week ago Sunday, I've been writing hit songs and amazing hit songs I've been writing. And it's really been a really good out for me. I've been just concentrating on writing. I must have wrote 200 songs in a week.
I bet you did.
And all of them are bangers.
I bet they are.
And I have never, before last week, Sunday, I didn't even know about this. But this AI music writing and putting it together, this has changed my life.
Yeah.
I feel like on the countryside that I might be Dean Dillon.
Oh God. And
on the rock side, I kind of feel like I'm Mick Jagger and Kiefer. I really do. I feel like I'm McCartney and Lennon. That's the way I feel right now after a week.
So it would be
at least I wrote.
So basically the writing duo would be Jeff and Alexa.
No, I don't use Alexa, but I just
Jeff
use
and AI.
Yeah, Jeff and AI. And I gotta name my group. I haven't named my group yet.
You know what's funny, Jeff? You're gonna make it.
I think after a week I've learned a lot about songwriting.
Because that's all it takes. Because songwriting is so easy. You just bang out 200 songs.
Just bang it out. Yeah.
Exactly.
So how do you
think all these great songwriters did it? They just banged them out.
And
all you need is one, Jeff. You just need one hit. Out of those 200 shitty songs that you wrote, you You just need one to go viral.
I mean, I got one now. I put it on Facebook. Our theme song. I mean, I talked about all the things that songwriting talks about. Talk about life. So I talked about pickleball. Talk about Coors Light. Talk about Tracy stealing a beat from your heart. I mean, this is all big stuff that I wrote.
But who sang it?
Well, that's where I got to figure out what that guy's name is.
I thought it was a girl.
Oh, it was a girl. Ours is a girl.
Man, you've written so many songs. You don't even know who recorded it.
I don't even know which one it is now anymore.
Yeah.
I wrote one for Angie Agar.
It's Annie. See, you got Angie on the brain. It's Annie Agar.
Annie Agar.
Never coming on the show.
I wrote one for her about coming on the show. Annie Agar. Still, I'm hoping somebody watches this later on and says, hey, we got to get Annie Agar on that show. So I wrote her a song for when she does show up.
Please don't say it had anything to do with weird pictures of her in a bikini and Tyreek Hill, because that'd be terrible.
I didn't say anything about Tyreek Hill, but I did mention a bikini. So, but the update on that, I did send a message to her.
And she blocked you.
She hasn't blocked me, but she likes to go on these other shows that have like Green Bay Packers on them, ex-Packers and all this stuff. And it's like, whatever.
Jeff, I'm going to tell you something. I think we have an in.
Oh, with who? Her?
With Annie.
With you then, or what?
Maybe. Like, she likes country music.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm right there again now. Tell her.
I mean, maybe we do a show somewhere.
Maybe her and I could come Saturday to Janet Jackson and Blake.
No, she's already booked up.
I could ask her out to the show.
No.
Annie?
I think it's too soon. She's way too busy, dude. Come on.
Annie, call me.
No.
We'll fly to Texas, me and you.
Jeff, you can't leave the state.
I can't.
I don't think so.
For Annie Agar, I'll leave the state.
You're willing to be incarcerated for Annie Agar?
No, I'm not going to be incarcerated, but I'm willing to leave the state.
But you can't leave the state, I heard.
So wonder if I take her to Blake Shelton's show in Vegas.
I mean, that might work, but once again, I don't know how you're going to get there.
I'll drive there.
I bet you would.
I have enough time to figure that out. So update on Annie Agar. No, she's not coming on the show yet, but I am still trying to get her on so we can talk about all the Packers stuff. And I really like her weekly rundown of the NFL. I mean,
you should check that out. It's amazing.
Clever. I mean, it's
so good.
Clever.
And, I mean, you can watch the crap on ESPN, but that will basically tell you what's going on in the NFL.
Her creativity
is amazing.
Through the roof. Her creativity is. So hopefully Annie Agar will come on the show, and you people need to help us out. Whoever watches this later, please, everybody that checks us out. Now we had, I forget how many views, over like 300 views, I think. And we got to get people on YouTube to hit the like, the share, and subscribe. We got to get to 1,000 subscribers. 1,000. 1,000. All right. That's where our goal is, to get to 1,000, because that means that Tracy and myself will make about $13 each.
I don't know if it's even that much.
I think it is for 1,000. So I think it's just under $30. So you get $26, so 13 a piece. But we need 1,000, and then we can start doing other things. I mean, we'll be able to get like super chats and all that kind of stuff, and go crazy with it. So
maybe we can sponsor a pickleball tournament.
We got 13 or 1,400 on our Facebook page. Just let's turn them into YouTube subscribers. All right, you people.
I got a great idea, Jeff. If we get enough money, we could do a celebrity pickleball tournament in Brussels.
Yes.
Annie can come. I can get my boy Dan to come.
How about
an ace pickleball guy? I can get Eric with Get a Grip. Hey, that's a new sponsor.
Okay, go ahead. Eric. But I got to ask you. I got to tell you one more thing.
Okay.
How about for Annie, because I heard she loves shoes. How
Ooh,
about
Smoke 207.
Yeah. How about we get Brian to give her a pair of shoes from us?
Yes, and she is a Wisconsin girl, and so is Brian.
No,
He's
but
a Wisconsin boy, not a girl.
she likes the Packers, but she's originally from Michigan. She's from Michigan. Okay. So she likes the Tigers and the Packers. Maybe Smoke 207 can get a nice Packer shoe, females Packer shoe, and we send it to her as over the line, and maybe that'll sweeten it up a little bit.
Or we get a shoe for you, and then we send the other shoe to her.
For her.
And then y'all can meet up like Cinderella.
Yeah.
Or when you have those like friendship necklaces and you put them together.
I think her foot size is a little bit bigger than mine, though.
I don't know.
I think so.
So you'd have to ask her what size shoe she wears, which, since you've already established a cringe factor with her, she's going to think you have a foot fetish. And we're screwed, Jeff. She's never coming on the show.
I wonder if we just have Brian ask her. I
think we'd have a better shot.
Yeah. We'll just have
We'd have Brian reach out to Annie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way we avoid you.
And then we could just do that for like anybody that we'd want on our show. We'll just tell them, hey, we'll send you a pair of shoes.
I got to tell you, man, Smoke 207 had a great show Friday. It was his Christmas show. Killed it. We had some good giveaways.
Been doing really well.
Oh, yeah. I'm proud of that cat.
And I tried to do the paddle ball.
The
paddle.
The hell?
The pickleball,
man.
Pickleball paddle I tried, and I couldn't get my discount, so I just ended it. I couldn't get it.
What do you mean you couldn't get your discount?
Discount from your paddle company.
Jeff,
you told me
Cajun.
You told me
spelled it. I'm pretty sure you spelled it wrong.
I did not.
Because when you sent me that, when I saw that slanderous post against Ace Pickleball Company.
It wasn't slanderous. I was telling you
it was very slanderous. Guess what I did?
What?
I went to the site, entered my discount code, and got my discount. I think you're just trying to be slanderous.
It's probably just for you.
No, it's for everybody.
You
probably spelled it wrong.
I was going to spend $250 on a paddle.
RAGINCAJUN.
I had that.
You did it wrong.
No, I copied it.
You must have glitched or something. We all know that you're not the most technologically advanced on the planet.
Just telling you. I tried to get the pickleball paddle.
I was just texting Will.
Because what I was going to do is when I did the video for our theme song, my number one banger, I was going to put the pickleball paddle up.
Got to get it right, bro.
Pickleball paddle. I'm just glad I'm not popping my peas.
Oh boy, stop that. But there is the tie-in that you missed, and AI couldn't fix this.
Okay.
I need a co-write. You need to go back and fix it. Banger in the music industry is a killer song.
Right.
A banger in pickleball is someone that smokes everybody.
Oh, okay.
A very physical player, a banger, which I am not.
I should have put it in there, though.
See, AI can't fix everything, Jeff.
Well,
it's not a fix.
I can go back and change the words.
Yeah, see, I have been accused of being a banger, and then they see me, and
I haven't written one today, so I can go back and write today, this afternoon. I got one in me right now. I can write.
Oh, I know you got something in you right now. I don't think it's a banger either.
All right. So, Smoke 207, Brian, Annie Agar needs shoes. When you watch this, please, let's get it done with Tracy. And then Ace Pickleball, I hope you got the discount because I'm going to try buying again today. And what's the other one now?
Get a grip.
Get a grip. So you got to put new grips on the. Oh boy, pink ones.
Oh, look at this! I'll show you more.
Oh, look at that.
This is my favorite. It's called Cash. And then we got Chemtrail.
So did they just send this to you? And
Well, I bought a shirt.
I don't
So
know.
Eric, see, look at that.
Oh yeah, look at that. So,
and the thing about Eric at Get a Grip, he's also a drummer, and that's why we get along so well.
Move to your left. Are those shoes behind you?
No, those are some drum cases from Humes and Berg. But get this, they have my name on it right here.
Oh yeah, look at that. Wow.
Hey man, I'm the king of free shit mountain.
Somebody wrote me a message in Facebook and they said they really liked your cowboy helmet, but that you needed a Saint one. And I said, yeah, why don't you send them one?
Absolutely not. The best thing my brother Todd said about the Saints yesterday was that their uniforms looked good.
They won. So, all right, let's we're going to talk about the Cowboys, their next game, which is going to be against the Raiders. Let's go through the league real quick as we didn't hardly get to anything yet. And but let's go
sidetracked everything.
Let's start with Thursday on the 6th. It was the Raiders and the Broncos. That was just a horrible game to sit down and watch. But 10-7, a victory for the Broncos. A good game yesterday to watch was the overtime game in Berlin with the Colts and Falcons. And Jonathan, I'll tell you what, that old Wisconsin boy, Jonathan Taylor, he's my MVP right now. I know everybody wants Drake May. I get it. But I'm telling you, Jonathan Taylor is a beast. And that's what we watched when he was at Wisconsin for a long time. It was just the guy had more speed than anybody when he got around the corner. And they're kind of they want him as MVP, but not Daniel Jones. Daniel had a rough game yesterday, but I'll tell you what, when the time was right, Daniel came through.
He got bloodied and got beaten in Berlin, but he came out on top. Indiana Jones.
So the Colts, and after we're done with this, I want you to think about this because I want to know when we're done with all the games here to recap, I want to know who the most surprising team is for you this year at this point.
Okay.
We got the Jets winning their second game.
Jets, Jets.
And you got the Saints beating the Panthers, who just demolished the Packers the week before.
Go figure.
They decided to only score 7 points against the Saints. Saints win that one. Then you have the Patriots and Buccaneers.
That was a good game.
This is where our next MVP, they're saying, came out of 28-23 to Patriots. Drake May, I believe he's the real deal over there. So we'll talk about him.
Once again, you could not have found a better fit for a coach and a team as what Vrabel's doing down there.
I don't think you could have found a better quarterback for Vrabel because he had a rough time to find one in Tennessee.
Yep.
And
that is true.
With him having this quarterback, I think you're going to see because he's going to make sure that defense plays.
Oh, yeah.
And to have that quarterback that he has, I'll tell you what, I think the Patriots are back. I hate to say it, but I think they're back. So then you got the Ravens, who the last 2 games have come out of nowhere, and they're back. And 27-19 over the Vikings, which was good for the division that I root for. What about the Bills? What happened, Tracy?
I think they went out the night before. I think Mike McDaniel disguised himself as maybe a lady of the night and took some players out. Did you see that he trolled the Bills?
Did he?
There's a bar in Miami, and it's a Bills hangout. That dude, he took a couple laps around the bar in his car. That's so awesome.
Of course, probably in a seedy district, and a lot of Bentleys probably drive around in that area.
Yeah. And it was rumored that while Mike was making a couple laps, he got stopped a couple times because someone thought he was selling drugs. He looked like, hey, man. And then he's like, nah, man, I'm not selling right now. I'm just trolling.
But they killed the Buffalo Bills. Unbelievable. And then you had the Giants against the Bears. And
the
Windy City was windy. Dable gets fired after this game. The Bears come back. And I know my buddy Chris Neville's happy about that. He's probably thinking Super Bowl again this week because the Bears have been on a little winning streak. But let's face it, they really haven't played anybody. Let's wait.
Here we go.
Let's wait and see against a good team. Then we'll talk a little bit more. And then the heartbreaking game was the Texans and Jacksonville. Jacksonville had that game won.
Boy, did they. But
that's
Trevor Lawrence is just so pretty.
He just
so pretty.
You know, there's a guy that came out with a lot of fanfare and everything, and it's just like he just can't get it together either. And you have the Seahawks, who are looking very good this year, and Darnold up there is playing some good ball.
Once again, one of those examples of having the quarterback in the right situation, whereas the previous situation was not ideal.
And you think Minnesota is kicking themselves for letting him walk? I think so.
Yeah, but you got Mac 9. Did you hear that J.J. McCarthy, he goes into his alter ego? He goes into 9. Well, yesterday he was like 6.4. He didn't quite hit the 9.
They beat the Cardinals. The Seahawks did 44-22. And then, of course, Dan Campbell took over the play calling, and Lions are back to scoring points, 44-22 over Washington. And then 49ers get beat. Rams took care of them.
That was a pretty good game. That
was a good game.
But I tell you what, the NFC West is pretty tight. That's going to be fun to watch. But did you see someone was heckling the Lions punter? Okay. This dude jumps out of the stands and tries to harass the punter. So he gets on the sidelines. This brother, man, he jumped over the stands, lost a shoe, and then got tackled by security. It was awesome. And how dumb are you? Security is heightened because Trump's at the game, and you think you're going to talk trash to the punter and then jump on the sidelines and think that's going to end well.
Yeah.
It didn't end well.
No.
So
Lions are playing well now with Campbell yesterday taking over the play calling. So you almost got to think Morton, their offensive coordinator, is probably gone after this year, and they'll be making a move there. And then last night, probably the worst game I've ever seen Aaron Rodgers play.
How would you assess his quarterback play?
Well, you also got to look at the whole thing, though. Was the offensive line the cause of some of that, where he started feeling the footsteps, hearing the footsteps, and throwing the ball a little bit higher? Now, there was a couple of balls that probably some people that had some alligator arms, that could have went up and got the ball or whatever, because Aaron Rodgers does throw it sometimes where people are not. But it was just a bad game. I think it was a bad game. The defense showed up for Pittsburgh, I thought, but they just could not get anything going on the offensive side to take some time away so that, the Chargers weren't on the field as much on offense. But they'll come back, though. Rodgers, he's a pro. He'll come back. And
that division doesn't seem to be too tight.
Well, I think the Ravens are on the roll, though, now. I really do. Lamar's back.
He's back, but Burrow's supposedly coming back.
Yeah, that's going to –
but we'll see. It might be too little too late for them. But did you see the press conference after the game when they asked Tomlin how – someone said, and this is how the media is. They asked a dumb question, and guess what? You got a dumb answer. One of the reporters asked Tomlin, how would you assess Aaron's quarterback play. And Tomlin said, how would you assess his quarterback play? Next question. It's like, come on, people.
Yeah. There's some dumb questions. I mean, and then you got a group of reporters like in Green Bay that are so soft on the floor that it's crazy. But so you got the Packers and Eagles tonight. It's a big game for the Cowboys because anytime you can get a loss on the Eagles, it's good for the division and the Cowboys. So Packers got to go in and play. Now this is I'm going to do my Packers thing, and then we can talk about the Cowboys. So I believe that if the Packers lay an egg tonight, LaFleur has to be gone. He has to be gone.
He might have to be, but he won't be.
Because the motivation of this guy is, I think he's lost the team if they don't play tonight. Because you just can't. You got to. Everybody's talking about, why don't you give the playbook to Jordan Love? Give it to Jordan Love. I don't think you got to give the playbook to him. I think what has to happen is LaFleur has to coach like there's no tomorrow. I don't think he can't, he's got to forget his first 15 plays. And he's just got to attack. He's got too much speed at receiving. All right. Now we lost our tight end, number one tight end. Now I'm concerned about it. Yes, because Tucker was a beast. But guess what? Musgrave, he was supposed to be the beast of that year of drafting tight ends. Tucker just came out of nowhere. So now Musgrave's got to get in there and show everybody now he's not a great blocker. He's not a beast like that. But he should be able to go down the middle of the field and open things up. And if Golden can get his shoulder right for tonight and play, and you still, like I told you, still have Christian Watson on the other side. Now, Tracy, here's the thing from last game against the Panthers. You got Golden and you got Christian Watson in the same time, right? If you're going to take the cover off the defense, why would you line up the two fastest receivers maybe in the NFL? Why would you line them up right next to each other on the same side and run from that formation? Why not put them on opposite sides and let them go? And then open up everything underneath. Because you got Dobbs and then you got the tight end. And, the play calling, they can say what they want. LaFleur with that stupid play calling is what injured Tucker. Now, everybody said, well, Tucker shouldn't have been, in putting his nose in there. A guy that's a tough nut like that is not going to, just say, oh, I'm not going in there. He's going in. And LaFleur with these wide receiver screens, I've said it for 2 years now, 3 years. Enough of the wide receiver screens. Get these guys downfield. How many times have you seen that wide receiver screen work?
You miss one block, the play's done.
It's blown up. It's blown up.
It fails more than it works. Now,
if they can't,
it works. Yeah, but it's a high risk reward thing.
Yeah. And that's not the kind of play that you need when you're in a game at 16-13 or 13-10, whatever it was at the time that they started doing that. And if I have to listen to him one more time come out of a game and go, well, I got to look at the film and, oh, that one was on me. That was on me. I called that play. We just ran it 2 plays before, but I was going to run it again because what are you doing running the same play 2 plays later? Come on. Go back to high school coaching then, if that's what you want to do. But I'm telling you right now, I think there's a motivation problem. Now we did see after last week's game, Micah came out and said something that probably, everybody took as, oh, see, there he is, opening his mouth. But I think Micah came to the Green Bay Packers to win.
Of course he did.
To win. And he's playing to win. You watch that guy, Tracy, he's taking on 2-3 blockers at a time.
Oh, I remember seeing him in Dallas.
And you can't tell me that there isn't somebody on that defensive line that can't get free.
Yeah.
Other than him. If he's taken up 3 players, it's time, to steal the old Packer linebacker coach. It's time that somebody steps up and covers for this guy because he's working his ass off. Now, again, I feel that if we don't push the ball, Josh Jacobs ain't having a great year. Now, that's offensive line. And there's some offensive line troubles there. No doubt there's some trouble. Jenkins is having the worst time at center. I don't know why, because you know what? 3 years ago, 4 years, was it 3 years ago that he was the center for Rodgers? And he played unbelievable. It was a rookie season, I believe. 4 years ago, maybe. And but he's having a rough time. I don't know. Penalties, that's a discipline problem. That's a leadership problem. And they continue to have penalties that kill you. And they seem like it's not addressed. And LaFleur has to be the most shortchanged guy that can go off script and make changes. He has to be the worst at doing that because it seems like he doesn't want to change. Now, is it because this is where I wanted to ask you, is it because he doesn't have the trust in Jordan Love? Or is it just because he's so set in his coaching idea that he's going to stick to it?
I think it's the latter.
Okay.
He's just stuck in his ways because Jordan Love, he has been groomed for that position. And then, but also maybe it's another one. Maybe it's his coaching insecurity. A lot of times when you don't have something else to go to, you repeat the same thing. So maybe he's second guessing himself a little bit. And once again, I don't watch much of the Packers. I will be tonight. Go Pack, go. So we'll see. I'm glad you brought this stuff up. So I'll watch and pay a little more attention. But man, I really, really want Micah to have a blowout game.
And you watch, though, what I want you to watch too is what Jordan Love throws. He threw against Panthers a couple of times. I think it was twice where he actually zipped the ball. I was like, wow, he can do it. Excuse me. He can do it, but he loves throwing off his back foot. He's not Aaron Rodgers. He loves throwing where he can not even have his feet on the ground. He's not Aaron Rodgers. He's got to be the best Jordan Love. That's all I want. I want him to be the best Jordan Love. Don't try to be Aaron Rodgers. Don't try to be Brett Favre watching him on tape. Be Jordan Love. He has an arm, but he doesn't have the arm. It doesn't seem like when he puts it up to go deep, it seems like he's always falling back onto that back leg instead of standing firm in the pocket and throwing it. I think he can zip it, but there's a lot of speed when you look at it, and he's underthrowing Watson. You're like, wow, is Watson really that fast? And it's not, everybody's saying, well, Watson, he did this and that. Well, if you don't think that Watson changed the game a couple of weeks ago when Tucker had that field day out there when Watson came back for the first time, well, then you're naive. Because having Christian out there and then having Golden, it's got to open up the people underneath. It has to. Because everybody's worried about getting beat deep. And a lot of them, if you watch, a lot of them are doing cover 2 against the Packers, where they're, staying way back. And if you're not going to, fill that up, and that's where you'd want, if everybody's going to get back into the passing game, well, yeah, it'd be great if you get Josh Jacobs going. But again, you got to have some blocking up front. And I feel like the blockers have done all right for Jordan Love, to give him that 2 or 3, point some seconds to get the ball out. And I think that's great. But I just think the play calling for Jordan, and maybe, yeah, if he could take over. But what is he going to call? I mean, is he taught enough right now to be an Aaron Rodgers where you can go off script? I don't know. I think it's so script that I don't think he'd be able to go off of it. I really don't. So defensively, I think the Packers are okay. Anytime you can hold a team to 16 points, the offense should win.
Yeah.
But it's I just feel like LaFleur, like I told you the week before, when Tucker had that one nice pass and he ran, caught it 2 yards and then ran it for 31, and immediately they had to take a timeout when they shouldn't have had to take a timeout. But you look at LaFleur, he was celebrating.
Oh yeah.
Instead of getting the play in to Love, he was celebrating. Everybody's celebrating. Get to, you can celebrate when the game's over, coach.
Or when you score a touchdown.
But a coach should be celebrating at the end. He should be thinking he should be thinking 3 plays down the road. And I just feel like he's not the guy. I mean, he's just not the guy. And it's sad. Now, everybody goes, well, if you fire him or you get rid of him, who's gonna be the coach? Well, I don't know. But there's gonna be some coaches out there, and who knows who's gonna be the next coach. But I think if they lose tonight and if they don't have a good showing loss tonight, I think Green Bay has to make the move.
Okay. So I think you're just knee-jerking right now. They're not going to get rid of him. If you do lose this game, you're still in contention for the playoffs. So I think you're just freaking out a little bit. So in your opinion, Jeff, what are the keys to victory? How do the Packers beat the Eagles tonight?
Number one, everybody loves the defense. What's going on in the defense? The defense has to start taking the ball away. Number one. If we can get takeaways, and if we can push, instead of letting A.J. Brown be a bully, if we can push him around and be the bullies, get him out of the game where he starts complaining or depressed, now we're all right. All right? And then we take the ball away. Number two, got to get pressure. And we got to make sure that we contain when we do the pressure. Where what I mean by that, okay, if you're rushing, don't leave that whole center open, because guess what? Hurts is going to run right up the field then.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to contain and put pressure. Those are the keys to going against that offense. And as far as the Packers on offense, you got to open it up. You got to go after them. You got to go get them. And I know Philadelphia's got a great defensive line. I get it. But you got to give Jordan Love 3 seconds. 3 seconds. And let him start ripping the ball down the field. And make plays that aren't 2 yards. And then hope that somebody runs it for another 30. We can't hope on that every week. We got to push the ball downfield.
I think a huge advantage that you guys have is the fact that Micah Parsons has played the Eagles twice a season.
Right.
And he's going to have some juice. So,
and I hope that he can get, the other guys ready too, with the juice. And then I think the other big thing is get Jacobs going. You got to get Jacobs going. Somewhere, somehow, you got to get him going. And is he hurt? If he's hurt, then let's get somebody else in there that can get going. Because something has to happen with that running game. And then special teams, just don't make any mistakes. Quit the penalties. Don't have any muff balls. Just don't make mistakes. And, right off the bat last week, against the Panthers, we had the rookie, the receiver drop, fumble the ball. And that always hurts having that happen right away. But that's what I told you before. That's the leadership problem. If you can't have your coach fix that one bad play. But Carolina did a good job with keeping the ball away from Jordan Love. And that always helps, And so it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight. I hope the Packers win. I'm not hoping for a Packer loss so LaFleur gets fired. I'm just saying that if he doesn't have these guys ready to play, it's just going to be brutal, I think, all week for him. And right now, I can tell you that there's snow on the ground here where I am. I'm
And
about
here too.
38 miles. Is there snow by you?
It was flurrying.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and I believe the game time is going to be in the low 30s. So might dip into 20s the way it sounds. I don't know. But but Philadelphia comes from a cold place too. So I mean that's not going to be it's not going to be really that big of a deal.
All right, Jeff. How many times do you think Micah Parsons is going to jump off sides in this game?
Well, that's the discipline part. I would hope that Micah's going to, if he's going to talk, he better show it tonight, and that should not happen. So I'm going to say 0 tonight, and I'm going to say Micah still gets 2 sacks, and I think at the end of the game we're still going to be going, where was Rashawn Gary? Where were these other guys on the defensive line? I think we're still going to be saying that. So, I mean, that has to be fixed. I don't know how you fix that. Gary's supposed to be, he's got sacks, but when we need the shutdown, it's just like, I don't know. I'm disappointed in that guy. I wanted him to be a Packer when we drafted him. And I'm just so disappointed in him because it's just, and everybody says, well, he plays the run. He's got other commitments. Come on. When Micah's got 3 guys on him, there's only one thing to do, and go after that quarterback.
Yeah.
Let's get it done. So, I mean, where do you put them? What do you think they got to do to beat the Eagles?
Man, the last couple of seasons, the way I felt about the Eagles is that, yes, Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback, but you can get to him and rattle him. And there are ways to beat the Eagles. The most, in my opinion, the most solid aspect of the Eagles is their running game. Saquon is hard to stop. And my man Jamal Singleton is he's the running backs coach over there. He's got him playing. If there's a way to rattle Jalen Hurts and contain the run game, I'm not saying stop it,
right?
Contain it. Then you force A.J. Brown to either have a meltdown or something happening in that receiving crew, forcing other people to play. So you contain Jalen, you contain Saquon, and limit the big plays. And as far as you guys, offensively, you have to somehow negate their pass rush, which it's hit or miss. But I honestly, thinking about the game, I feel the Packers are out to show something. And the Eagles' margin for victory is so thin. Yes, they're leading the division. Yes, they won some big games, but we've seen them kind of break down in some situations. But not to say they're a lucky team or whatever, but I felt this way the last couple of seasons. If some things don't go their way, they lose more games than they win. So right. I don't see them beating people. They win games, but there's always some kind of drama with it, So yeah. I think that if the Packers are geared up, and on the Packers side, Mike is the wild card. Whether or not he's a presence, call him a decoy, call him a whatever. Best case scenario, if he's a decoy, someone else steps up on the defensive end. Or the Eagles take a chance and don't double him. Well, that's not going to be a good situation. And then who do you use as, because you kind of have to have a spy on Jalen. I don't think you waste Micah as a spy. You still got to have him apply that pressure. So that's the key, I think. If you can rattle Jalen, contain him, contain Saquon, limit your mistakes in the passing game, and then defensively get Jalen out of rhythm, and then offensively take those shots. Get the Eagles. I think if you get the Eagles on their heels, they're not a come from behind team.
Right.
I don't think they're built that way.
Yep. I agree with that. And I think Quay Walker can be the guy that kind of watches what Jalen's doing. And because then we got Cooper who will cover and he can come on the blitz. And if we have to blitz more to get him off his spot and all that, then Haverly's got to do it. He's got to make sure that he gets the defense going. But so I just hope that they can come out and play well and win. The biggest thing is to get the win tonight, and then it'll actually do well for the Cowboys. I think too is that all of a sudden you get them thinking, all right, we got beat. Now we got to get back to, because Saquon's not having the year what he had last year at all.
But he's still a force.
He's still a force, but he's still not having the year. So leading into what the Cowboys then, they have the Raiders, which they should win.
But it's in Vegas, and I've seen them do dumb stuff.
And you hope that the Cowboys don't go out the night before in Vegas. So, but they said that they said next week that they're actually shutting down all the strip joints in Vegas while the Cowboys are in town.
So they're just going to bring their own strippers. That's how they get around that.
So hopefully that'll take care of the problem. But the Cowboys, now let's go to them real quick here. Because I think this is a make or break game in my eyes for the Packers after coming off that loss against the Panthers. I really do. I think this is a very important game for the Packers. Now, I think the next 3 weeks are very important to the Cowboys. I think you got to go in and you got to beat the Raiders. You got to go in. I believe you have to beat the Eagles and play good against the Chiefs with the possibility of beating the Chiefs. And if you guys can do that, I think the Cowboys will have something to be really proud of moving on from there.
It's just going to be tough, man. Kind of like the Raging Cajuns. Our margin for error is so, because of the mistakes we made early in the season.
Right.
Every game, right, wrong, or indifferent, is a must win. The game against the Cardinals was a must win. We lost. The game against the Broncos was a must win. We lost. CeeDee Lamb was talking about being consistent, win one, lose one. Well, you lost two, so
that's not consistent.
You have to beat the Raiders. That's the next game up. If we think ahead to the Eagles, we will lose the Raiders game.
Got to beat the Raiders.
Take care of business, beat the Raiders, and then, man, it seems like forever ago when we played the Eagles to start the season. I was encouraged by that game. Well, the team has made it's morphed into something different. Some weeks are good, some weeks are terrible.
Right.
We do have some help. Quinnen Williams, I hope he's going to stop the run a little better. It's great.
He was going to become a Cowboy, and you kept on saying that's not going to happen. What did you think? Now he did.
I think that I was hoping for Max Crosby, honestly.
Yeah.
But, hey, we can't stop the run. Hopefully he does that. And then we got
the middle, though. That's a pretty good middle, having Clark.
Yeah, but then our secondary, man, I still like. Oh my God, did you see Deron Bland put on skates by Marvin Harrison Jr.? No. I could have covered him better. What is going on? That was terrible.
Marvin did have a heck of a game in that game. There's no doubt.
Are you kidding me?
So,
man, and then adding Logan Wilson. I don't know, man. It's another linebacker. You know, before the trade deadline, I was expecting – no, I'll put it this way. Hoping for a bigger splash.
Right.
I think the biggest thing that we added was Quinnen Williams. We need to stop the run. We added depth at linebacker. Here's what I don't understand. The Marvion Overshown is coming back after the bye week. He is an electric linebacker as long as he can stay healthy. Why do we get another linebacker? You're telling me we couldn't have gotten Sauce Gardner, somebody, to guard someone in the secondary.
Yeah.
So
I don't understand why Asante Samuel Jr. is not being picked up. I know he had that spinal surgery, but they cleared him, and nobody wants. It seems like he's just taking these visits, but nobody's like not letting him get out of the building. I don't understand why the Cowboys, who need defensive backs, why don't they give him the shot?
why not? Where was Stephon Gilmore?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he played for us.
Yeah.
He's probably floating around somewhere. He's got to be better than what we have.
I mean, I don't understand why they don't pick these guys up. The Packers the same way. I don't get it. So, but I think the Cowboys, like I said, if they concentrate on the Raiders, beat the Raiders, you don't want to be sitting here next Monday going, boy, how did they lose to the Raiders? Like we are as Packer fans going, how did they lose to the Browns and Panthers when everybody was thinking that they were going to be a Super Bowl team? You know, right now, when you think of it, with the Packers, going back to them, they should be undefeated right now. When you look at the game, the games on paper, they should have beat the Cowboys on paper.
Yeah.
But when you let a team, like we always talk about, when you let a team stay in and get confident, what do? That tie was just like a loss for the Packers. I don't care. People could say, "Oh, it was a tie." No, it was a loss.
Man, I'm telling you, another thing that adds to the level of urgency with the Cowboys is that tie.
Yeah,
that's because we saw the West, right? 3 teams are going to get in. The only way we make the playoffs is if we somehow win the division. I don't think we get. I mean, and that starts tonight. For instance, you guys beat the Eagles, and then we happen to beat them. Then maybe the wheels start wobbling a little bit. I think I could be wrong. But if you look at the other teams that are playing well right now, specifically in the NFC, and you look at the West, we don't have a whole lot of room for error at all. And it's going to come down to that freaking tie, I'm telling you.
Don't you believe? I mean, I feel this, that if the Eagles, and I feel this about Detroit sometimes too, but don't you feel that if you get 2 or 3 losses, like 2 now, say that the Packers beat the Eagles and then they lose to the Cowboys, don't you think, or don't you feel sometimes that the Eagles could implode because of what their team is? And I mean, it starts from their head coach too, but it seems like they could, just, go crazy and just go off the wheels a little bit. And yes. I think if they get 2 losses now, I think that could happen. I think there could be a whole much more bitching going on between the players if that happens. Because if they lose, it's going to be because A.J. Brown didn't get the ball enough. And Hurts,
or he forgot his book.
Yeah. So let's hope the Raiders can. Let's hope the Cowboys can beat the Raiders tonight. The Packers beat the Eagles, and the Packers are favored with the home turf, 2.5, I believe, right now it is the game. So that's nothing. But let's just hope that they can come out and play. They can compete, and LaFleur opens the playbook to himself. I'm not worried about Jordan Love. Open the playbook to yourself and say, let's get downfield. Let's go. And this worrying about, I forget who said it on, I think I was watching ESPN's game stuff on Sunday. But somebody said, they don't care when you score, just score. And LaFleur seems to like, well, I'd like to put that, let's get the good running game going. Let's get this going. You know what? If you can score in 3 seconds, score. Run up the score, then keep scoring, and that's the mentality. I think even the Cowboys had that with McCarthy sometimes, where once they got on a roll, they started rolling, and they ran up the score a little bit. So let's do that again. Let's get these teams going. And Schottenheimer, I think, is the guy to do that. I really do.
I think he's the right fit there. And Jerry came out and said something, I think it was last week, how he wished he'd had a little more consistency in the defensive coaching situation at the defensive coordinator position. Well, duh. You're on your third one. You got rid of Quinn. Then Mike Zimmer completely failed. And then you got Eberflus, and we don't know what he is. And then go back to Mike Nolan. Well, no shit, Jerry. Worry about your gas. And let the people that are supposed to do that stuff do it. Because if you think about it, you're on your third defensive coordinator.
Right. I mean, this changes and changes and changes can't help anybody either.
Which doesn't bode well. Which that's basically Jerry saying, we're sticking with Eberflus.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think, like I said, I think their defense up front is going to be really good now with Clark, but it's going to be who can get to the quarterback now. That's going to be trying to
stop the run.
And stop that run. I think they can stop the run with those two guys up front. I really do believe that. So, all right, I guess that's it. We hope for Eagle win. The Packers win tonight. We hope for that.
Stop drinking.
we hope for the Packers win tonight over the Eagles at Lambeau Field. No, I'm not going to the game, and I like watching the game from my place. That way I can yell about LaFleur by myself.
And you can have friends over and stuff.
And I still yell about LaFleur that way, But usually I sit here with my nice little dog named Tracy, which is a cute little dog, not
Creepy.
like a namesake, but
thank you.
He is a cute little dog. And hopefully next week he'll make an appearance. Right now he went in the other room and I don't know what he's doing.
I can get Nismo to make an appearance.
He's been pretty quiet, so that always worries me a little bit. And I got to tell you this before we go, little dog story. So, as you know, the last I don't know, maybe a month or 2 months, I've been Tracy stays overnight by my friends Jim and Ellen, and so he's not here on the overnight. So he comes back usually about 11 o'clock, right over about that time in the morning. And it just kind of makes it easier on me to get him outside and all that, especially in the snow and everything. But anyway, so I get out today before he gets here, and I go out and open up my door in the hallway here, and there's a big pile of dog shit.
Uh-oh.
Right by the door. And I have neighbors going, what, Tracy have an issue? I was like, no, Tracy was not here.
Uh-oh.
And why are you blaming Tracy for this?
Now, I've shit on the floor before, but I don't think.
Because, first of all, my dog is perfect. My dog,
reflection of his owner.
My dog knows that when he has to go outside, he goes outside. Now, he's kind of taught himself his own way of telling us that he's got to go outside. Okay? So this is his thing. This is how good he is. And he was the easiest dog to train to go outside. Easiest I have ever had in my life. So this is his thing. Now, this is when my friend Tom is here. So when he has to pee, he'll come over to me and he bites my fingers. He's got to go outside. He's got to pee. When he's got to go the other, he goes over by Tom and he takes both his paws and he just beats up Tom's foot. Just paddles his foot like crazy. Then he has to go outside and do the other. So this dog does not make mistakes. Does not make mistakes. And I have neighbors asking me if he did that when he wasn't even here. But what they forgot, Tracy, my neighbors, is that I got cameras on my door.
Somebody sabotaged you.
And I saw the little bastard that did it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I got it on film.
You call the cops?
No.
You should.
But I told the person, hey, I think your dog made a mistake. And she goes, all right, I'll clean it up. That's done. It's over.
Oh,
It's
wow.
I said, why was your dog walking around the hallways? When you shouldn't be walking around the hallways by itself. So we have an issue with that. But, it was cleaned up. Somebody else did the cleaning. She didn't do the cleaning. The one that owns the dog, which I thought was a bunch of crap.
Literally.
But so anyway, these people got to understand my dog would never do that.
Right.
So,
yeah. And you can't get evicted because, you have a place that you could go, but nobody wants you to go there.
Well, I got to, you are something. You are.
There's an open door policy, I think.
Yeah, it's out in Smyrna, Tennessee.
Not this one. This one's closed. I'm talking right up the road.
Smyrna, Tennessee. That's if I get kicked out of here, it's Smyrna, Tennessee for me.
Man, there's a halfway house right down the street for you. You're fine, buddy.
Closed. So, did we have any messages that we should have had talked about from Facebook? Anything? I missed them.
We just had one, Sean Falk, who used to play in a band with my brother Tony. He said, "What the heck is going on?" And that could mean several things. So I just did a laughing emoji.
And then Bogey, what did Bogey say? Bogey said Packers have been outplayed and outcoached. Still say they brought back kicker too early. Yes, they did. Can't be leaving points out there. All-around players and coaches need to step up. There you go.
Hey, if y'all need a kicker, Kenny the kicker, Kenny Almendarez, a Raging Cajun, he was the best kicker in the country, won the award for best kicker in the country. Y'all need to get him.
Didn't the Cowboys against the Cardinals, didn't they leave points? Didn't they go for it on fourth down when they could have just kicked the field goal too?
Well, it's over, but when you take the opening drive and go for it on fourth down and goal and you don't score, we know how that game's going. Yeah. I knew it was over then, not to be a bearer of bad news, but when you go down and try to score, you get no points, and then the Cardinals drive and score. When they get the ball, it's going to be a long night.
Sean said that he asked if this is live. I think we got to do that. I always wanted to do that last time we were doing this, and it's just put the link up and have them come on with us. We got to do that. The people that want to join us, like Bogey, you do it, I know. We just got to have that. On Facebook, I didn't check at all. And if we did miss some on Facebook, I'm sorry. Promise next week I'll check it more.
I was looking on Facebook and we didn't have many comments. Okay. So unless something came in somewhere else.
All right. But we'll check that next week. So Packers win tonight. Cowboys against the Raiders need a win. And Louisiana's off this week. Raging Cajuns. They'll come back
healthy so we can win 2 games.
Arkansas State
go to the postseason. Let's go.
And what else do we got that I should have talked about that I missed? I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
If you're bored Tuesday night, check out Coach Q and the Raging Cajuns. They're playing Tulane.
Okay. Then we got Dabo got fired.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, who didn't see that coming?
I mean, he's lucky he doesn't get put in jail for putting Dart out there after 5 concussions. But
yeah.
Trying to think if there's anything else. The Bucks are playing well in the NBA. I don't watch much of the NBA because of the gambling. I think they're all gambling. And 2 Cleveland Guardian pitchers, one got suspended during the year. Now another one. I guess we're doing some betting on pitch counts and everything. And so they both got taken. Well, one got taken in custody, and they haven't been able to get the other one, I don't think, as of today. So this gambling thing, we knew it was going to happen, but people are naive too if you don't think these players were gambling before that.
Exactly.
So, and I know that personally, that some were gambling before, and they were just getting away with it, just like Shohei Ohtani, who should be out of baseball, but because he's the face of baseball, they let that go, just like they did What was the Jordan punishment? Oh, let's make him go play baseball for a year.
Yeah.
Then he can come back.
That'll work.
Right. All right. We'll watch the Raging Cajuns basketball tomorrow night, and then we will wait for the Cowboys, and we'll root for the Packers tonight.
Go.
Badgers basketball playing tonight against Ball State on the Big Ten Network. Make sure you check out that great team. I think they're going to be really good this year. I think they got some good players. So we will see you. Are you going to be back from Texas next week?
Oh, yeah. We'll still do the show, but we're flying from Dallas to do a private show in Florida. So
wow.
I will be at a nice resort. Maybe I'll do it from the hot tub.
Really? You're going to have two things going on this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So will you let Janet know that I love her?
If I can get to her.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate
it. Do the best I can, pal.
Maybe send a picture of her to me.
No. That's gross. No.
Why? She's on stage. Will you do that at least?
We probably won't even be allowed on stage. They're probably going to kick us out.
I'd like to put it on the back wall. Nice picture of her. Annie Agar, whoever gets this to you, we will give you a pair of shoes from Smoke 207.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. Get your followers to come on here and hit the like, hit the share, and subscribe. That's all we're asking, Annie. Come on. Come and help these guys out, all right? Come on.
Charity. It's charity.
And I'll take it.
Yeah, you will. We know that.
So, Annie Agar, we want you on the show. Please come on the show. Thank your sponsors, and then we're out of here.
Ace Pickleball, Get a Grip, Smoke 207. Let's go.
On what app?
Smoke 207 on Whatnot.
Whatnot app.
Yeah. Look it up.
Go there. Get some shoes. We appreciate Brian. We got to get him on the show yet, too.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Have a good weekend or week.
You also, Bubba.
And then have fun in Texas.
Cotton Bowl. I'll do my best.
It'll be fun. Isn't Cotton Bowl where Joe Montana had the big game in the Cotton Bowl? Maybe you should go stand on that field right where I think he had a big game there for Notre Dame.
I'm sure he did. There's a lot of great games. I mean, that's where the Cowboys played. That was their first season. That was their first stadium when they started. So
I think you should do that. Maybe throw a ball right where Montana threw the ball.
I'll try.
All right. Take care. Love you, man.
Love you too.